Matt Clark. How are each and every one of you doing on this amazing Wednesday? I'm doing great. My girl's doing great. My family's doing great. I hope each and every one of you are doing great, and I hope you're having a great week. If you could please hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that bell notification button so you get all my videos when they're new. If you could share with somebody on social media, help spread the message, help spread the word, that'd be amazing. And there's a PayPal option if you'd like to donate, help support the channel. The link is in the description of most of my videos. So what's up? How you guys doing? Oh, Northern Pike. It's been a minute, brother. How you doing? I'm all right, man. Just working hard every day of my life, you know. It's what I do. Maybe I don't need this yet. That's what I do, man. I work. So, you know. Oh, snap. What up, Eddie? What are you dealing with, my brother? So, actually, I bumped into a couple of people I did time with over the last few days randomly. So, that's cool. I've had a crazy busy week, man. Just work all the time. There's a lot going on in my life at the moment. So I've just been on the move. I've worked 27 of the last 31 days. So I've just been killing it, and I'm exhausted, to be honest. Oh, no, that's no good. So what happened, dog? That's the reality, especially if you're a lifer, man. Like, a parole violation can literally be the end of your life. Jake Manosis, thank you for the $27.99, man. It means a lot. You're supporting the channel, and I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, so thank you. But when you're a lifer, who knows how many opportunities you're going to get to kick the can at parole? You know, that really all just depends on your PO. And I've seen guys whose PO will do whatever they can to keep them in prison, no matter how well they were doing before that one single violation. So you have to be so much more aware of what you're doing and who you're around and your behaviors when you're a lifer, because at the end of the day, a lot of the time the whole system wants you to fail. They're hoping that you fail. They want you to be doing your time. It's guaranteed money, it's guaranteed paychecks, and they all think, like, let's be real, they think that you're crazy. Do you think Canada will ever make private prisons like in the US? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think the government in Canada likes to have control. So I think that they almost did some private joints for a while. And that's the funny thing, brother. He could have been doing well for months, right? They'll send you back if they decide that you're not ready to get back out, and they actually revoke your parole. You're done. You're sitting back for years if you're a lifer before you'll ever get an opportunity to get out again. Man, I just pray they don't revoke that man's parole, man. One stupid slip up can pull you back so much. Drew, what's up? You ever been in a bad infestation in the joint, like bed bugs or something? Honestly, no. But I was in a bad infestation of bed bugs when I had to stay at a shelter when I first got out of the pen in 2008. December. I went to the Maxwell Megan. Anybody who's from Toronto knows that joint. It's at Queen and Sherbourne, right in Crack Central. And the first night I felt like a burning sensation, and I didn't know what it was, right? So I never even thought about bed bugs. But then the second night I felt them again, and I jumped up and they were literally just in the bed. Oh, I snapped. I literally hit the ground running and was out of there within 4 or 5 days with my own place. Hello, Matt. Good to see you live on a Wednesday. Don't mind how you've been watching your posted vids. I put the like on and we say hi. What's up, my brother? Bless up, Matt. Eddie Frazier is a liar, bro. He claims hold on. He claims he turned 31 last week, but he said he was in Tayak in 2003, which would make him 11 years old. Dude is a liar. Okay. Let him live, brother. I get it. You dig? I hope that's not true. I hope he just misspoke. I just finished reading the book about Dylan Millard and Mark Smith from back in 2013. How do you think they treat Millard knowing he killed 3 innocents? I have no idea. Because I don't know where he's doing his time. If he's in like a PC joint, he's probably fine. There's guys that did a lot worse, you know? They're just not publicized as much. Have you ever heard of guys being approved for an ankle monitor rather than having to stay at a halfway house? Yeah, I got approved for an ankle monitor. So when I got out of treatment, I had to go on an ankle monitor for 90 days. And after 90 days, they took it off. A lot of the time, though, they might keep it on if your behavior's not right. It's a pain in the ass, but it's still better than being in a halfway house. That's a fact. Crazy. That's crazy, T-Dot. Have you ever heard a guy... Oh, yeah, the answer there. If you're in the building, please go up, hit that like button. 20 to 6. Just doesn't seem right, dog. This doesn't seem right. Mitch, man, what up? Matt, are there non-integrated prisons left in Canada like Collins Bay? I would say the only prison... Wait. The only prisons in Canada that are not integrated would be Max. And Provincial. Provincial is not integrated. It can't be integrated. Provincial is a much too violent environment. People are just on edge all the time. They're dealing with their case. They're dealing with a lot of people on range they don't want to do time with. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that, T-Dot. I was going to ask you, bro, maybe I've somehow missed it, but could you talk about the provincial sentences you've done? What were the bids for and length? That's why I'm here. I appreciate that, T-Dot. I couldn't tell you the exact length. My first provincial sentence was 8 months. Not my first, but my first substantial was 8 months. It was 5 months secure and 3 months open custody. I went to Project Turnaround, which is a boot camp. And after the 5 months, they put me into an open custody and I went on the run. I was in King Clancy, and then I went on the run again from Dowling House. And then I ended up getting arrested a bunch more times. I was in Tyack for years on and off, and eventually went to Sprucedale and did 6 or 7 months also in Sprucedale on Aquarius. So I did a lot of time in young offender, right from 15 to 18, you know? So it's crazy, man. But Tyack was where I did the majority of my time. I even did a short amount of time in Brookside, like 3 months or 2 months, between long court dates. Me and the homie got sent out there and just terrorized it. Now, adult provincial, I did so much time. So 2003, I was in Lindsay a bunch of times, and then I ended up going to OCI. And then after that, I started doing pen time. So I did like a few months in the West Detention, where I ended up getting sentenced and going to Mimico, where I did like 6 months or something, or 4 months in Mimico. I can't remember the exact length. I'd have to go back and look. And I did a bunch of time in the East Detention. I was in the Dawn, and I got to the Dawn 2009 December. Then Buddy got murked on the block. We got shipped to the East, and then I was in the East for like 7 months. And then, other than that, the only time I've really been in provincial is for parole violations. Oh, Maplehurst, I've only ever done a couple weeks there, but it was horrible. Why do some offenders get offered treatment as part of their parole? probation while others are just left to their own devices. Shouldn't treatment be part of a person's parole probation conditions? At the end of the day, probation is not hardcore enough to really force you to go to treatment. Now, a lot of people who come out of the pen do have to do treatment, or you'll go back. But their idea of treatment is their stupid programs that they offer and maybe put you in like Maison Decision House, which is a halfway house / treatment center. And there's a couple of those. A bunch of my boys did a lot of their youth time there in the mid-90s. Where's that, James? Tyak? Hey there, Matt. Just got in. Glad to catch your live. This is amazing Wednesday. Nick, you already know, playa. Are there any Toronto rappers you did time with? I don't know if you can speak on that, but just wondering. Bless up. Yeah, like I have, but I don't talk about it. I don't mention names on my channel. I don't want to live off somebody else's clout. Appreciate you, Steve. So, oh, Brookside. Yeah, Brookside is like easy time. Like, compared to Tyak was like jail, bars, lockdown a large majority of the day. It wasn't like Brookside where you're playing sports and you're eating good food. That wasn't Tyak. Tyak, you're like fighting for your food, Tyak is a much different place. All right, hearing me, Matt, asked you already. I am hearing you, but I don't know what you asked. I'm looking. I don't see it. You said Maplehurst, hate it. And then you have my name, question mark. I was looking. I can't find it. I liked. Hold on. Bed bugs numb their bites when you sleep and camp during the day. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, no, but I'm telling you, I felt them. I felt those bed bugs biting me, man. I don't know why, but I did. Maybe it was just like the icky feeling. I knew it was an icky place. And I literally had them all in my bed. It was crazy. There was bed bugs everywhere in that place. Everywhere. And at nighttime, they would just come out like some horror movie. The amount of them, half of the place is like a hostel, right? Half of the place is homeless people. So that crap, the bed bugs is just crazy. The cockroaches are just crazy. I used to go into the bathroom at night to go to the bathroom and there'd be 4 or 5 dudes smoking crack. You are on parole. This is where they're putting you, knowing that you're an addict. I look at my arm and check the mattress to line up on the, you go along the lineup of the seam of the mattress, for sure. Appreciate you answering all of our questions. Love the channel. Thank you, Sam G. I try, man. I try to answer everything. It's not possible to keep up with everything if it's going real fast, but I try. Hey, Matt, just checking in. Sorry I can't stick around long. This getting up 2 in the morning. Yeah, that's crazy, but salute. Hard work. You already know, Drew. Appreciate that. Anybody who does the donations, man, also, I appreciate you guys. You don't have to do that, How you feeling about the Leafs? Honestly, I don't feel as terrible as everybody else does. I do think that they need to pick up and play better, but I'm not panicking. I like the way the goalies played. I'm worried a little bit about the backup situation. I just think that they need to engage more physically, and it seems to me like when they play that way, they play better. When they play inspired, they play better. So they always kind of start out slow anyways. I'm not worried about the regular season. As a matter of fact, I would prefer that they just skate into the wild card and they play somebody out of their division. You know what I mean? That would be great. Or first, so they can play a wild card team and get somebody out of their division, hopefully. Although their division is so deep, the wild cards will probably also be from their division. Navrin, thank you very much, man, for the $27.99. I appreciate that very, very much. I'm no Leafs fan, but I'd like to see them do well. You know what I'm saying? The problem is energy. You know, energy, man. If all the fans in the arena are in their head thinking, oh, they're going to collapse, they're going to collapse, guess what's going to happen? You manifest your destiny, my friends. Without naming a lawyer, how much time did you get by getting screwed? Well, I'll name a lawyer. Fuck it. Ken Murray screwed me hardcore. Stay away from Ken Murray. You know, if you're just looking for a plea deal or whatever, he's fine. But I feel like he traded me off. You know, he told me to sit and do dead time. And after I sat and did dead time, he would get my co-accused freed up. And then at the same time, get me a lot less time. He did get my co-accused freed up. But I ended up getting my first pen bit. And I sat and did a bunch of dead time first. And the time didn't change. But other than that, my lawyer's been Mary Creamer, and she's been great. You know. I typically don't fight charges. Because I'm not typically getting arrested unless I'm caught. Right? So, the one time that I knew I could beat the charge, I beat the charge. And every other time I've been convicted. Because I was dumb and on drugs. You remember? No, I don't know. No, I don't. The name doesn't sound familiar. So, but, what else you guys want to talk about, man? How you been doing though, bro? Mentally and with the addiction mindset? No. Honestly, my addiction, I'm fine. You know, I don't have cravings to use hard drugs or anything like that. I have been stressed though, you know, because I have so much going on in my life, and it can be overwhelming at times, right? And I'm a person that in the past would run. As soon as life got difficult, I would run, and I would use it as an excuse to throw everything away and fuck my life up by using drugs and falling into the deep end, and 1-2 months down the road, I'd be in jail. That's just was my cycle. So I'm just at the point now where I feel like I did so much of that the motivation, my number one motivation is to stay out of jail and prison, because I feel like I'm capable, and I've proven myself. Like, look at what I've done in just a handful of years, despite the fact that I spent 20 years in prison and have this crazy record and this crazy reputation. I've managed to turn it around and be doing all right. Now, I could obviously have been doing better if I had a different life trajectory, but this is my life trajectory, right? So there are a lot of tough days. And when you're fighting recovery, right? When you're going through that, it's never going to be smooth sailing all the time, and you have to just learn to deal with it. I gotta go back. There's a bunch here. So I've noticed for top 10 lawyer provincial here in Kitchen. He's noted for a top 10 lawyer. Hold on, who's that? Oh, Brian Cox. I've heard the name, but I never really did anything out there, you know? I know you don't have kids, but what are your thoughts on women who have kids with known criminals and later walk away once the guy goes to prison, no access to the kids whatsoever? I just think that there's a lot of people involved in the system altogether that are traumatized and have mental health issues that's just undiagnosed. And listen, any woman, no disrespect, who has kids, right, who is seeking out somebody in prison also has their own issues, you know? Whether it's they want to save somebody, they're trying to be this lifesaver, or they're lonely and they have low self-esteem and they think that that's what they deserve. You know, it just, anybody involved in the system has issues. You know, whether you're a wife or a girlfriend of somebody, there's trauma that goes with that too. And I'm, you know, somebody who's with somebody prior to getting arrested and stays with them is one thing, but a woman who seeks out a man locked up, there's other stuff going on. Because why? You know, I spent a lot of time in the joint. I would never seek a woman doing time, right? You think you want better for yourself. And that's no disrespect to the women doing time. I feel that way about myself when I was doing time. Like, you know, I used to have people write me and I would be thinking in my head, like, why? Like, I'm locked up. I can't offer you anything. T-Dot, man, I appreciate that. Rich, good question. Keep up the good content. Have you heard about the OCI at Maplehurst? Would it be the same as OCI Brampton? Just watch your... I'm not sure. I would assume it probably would be. Crazy about the Innisfil shooting recently. What are your thoughts? Sometimes people snap, you know? We're all humans. And I've done time with a lot of people. If I missed your question, I'm sorry. It's just been going real fast and I have some answers. But every single human has a breaking point, you know? And I don't care, male, female, sane, crazy, whatever it is. Every single human being has a breaking point. And if you're pushed hard enough, you can snap. I don't care who you are, you know? There's just different factors that will make this person snap rather than this person. So clearly there's issues going on. Hold on one second. Sorry, guys. I totally lost my train of thought. Can you guys remind me? I was interrupted. If you're getting a haircut in jail, it's another inmate doing it if you're in the pen. If you're in provincial, oh yeah, the Innisfil shooting. You have to be in a place that you've decided that you're done and you're okay with that. So I would try to empathize with somebody in that situation, but at the same time, not allow or support that, because anybody who just runs out just killing anybody, you know, it's crazy. But at the end of the day, I've been around a lot of killers that aren't crazy. And something just makes somebody go one day and just who knows, you know? So I don't really want to speak any deeper on it until I know the exact story behind it. How do you end up in different jails? It just depends. You know, if you're getting sentenced to provincial time in a correctional facility, in young offenders, say, there's only a few, right? There's Blue Water, there's Sprucedale, and there's Brookside, none of which were in Toronto. And then when you go to adult, it just depends on where you get arrested for provincial. And if you go to the pen, it doesn't really matter where you get arrested. They just send you to whatever joint you do your time at, whatever your mother institution. In Ottawa bucket, you put in a request for a haircut. Yeah, that's in provincial. Somebody will come and cut your hair. But some joints, like the East Detention, when I used to do time there, you could get clippers there and you cut each other's hair. But some joints, they don't let you do that. And some joints, they do let you do that. You just have to be a certain dude. In fact, a lot of killers aren't bad. They just get pushed to the tipping point. Exactly. You know, somebody maybe walks in on something they don't want to see, or they're protecting somebody they love and they snap, relationships can make people snap, you know. Love can make people crazy. That's a fact. Yeah, sorry, but you're talking about the hair. I know. I did have crazy hair back in the day. I never used to really cut my hair when I was in prison. I didn't see the point, you know? Have somebody doing some crappy ass haircut on me for no reason. I get a haircut every once in a while if I had like a visit or something. But most of the time I just let it grow, let it grow, let it grow. My hair would be big sometimes. Is Jack Burke a good lawyer? Anyone heard of him? Sometimes unnamed lawyers are good. You know, just, you know, there's a handful of like top name lawyers, but there's a lot of good lawyers that their name doesn't ring bells like that they're still effective. That's what I'm talking about. Wear the clipper and use my razor, shave it down. Yeah. Back in the day, a lot of guys would just stick the razor on the comb and just buzz themselves. But I just let it flow, man. Any thoughts on the new robot jail guards in the Chinese prison? It's crazy, man. Those, like, you have to be, like, out of your mind to allow that, you know? What's that robot gonna do if two people start shanking each other? Is it gonna just run over and start spraying pepper spray or start beating with a billy stick? Like, what's gonna happen? And eventually, don't you think those people are going to try and overthrow and destroy these robots? Like, I don't know. Or are you just going to get beaten and tortured by robots? I'd have to know more. I don't know anything about that story. Are ETA and UTAs only in the federal system, or can you get them in provincial? I'm pretty sure you can get them in provincial in super duper 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 rare circumstances. Just like in federal. If you ain't doing like 10, 15 years, you're not seeing a UTA or an ETA. If you have any behavior issues at all, you're not seeing that. You're not seeing parole either. Hey, Matt, I read a story recently where one guy testified against his co-accused for M1, and they were all found guilty. What happens to the guy that testified yet still get cooked? Yeah, he'll be super duper PC. That's the thing, and you see that happen a lot. I know a case with one of my homeboys who did not get life for a body. None of his coes got life except for the snitch. Except for the guy who snitched. He got life. Killed his reputation. I think most of the CRs are robots here in Canada. They have zero personality and no sense of humor. And they're too sluggish. When you get into the federal system, man, you'd be astonished at how lazy some of the guards are. Like, astonished. I'm telling you. It's not a system where they're running. Now, you do have some COs that do their job properly, will get you what you need, and despite the fact that they hate you, they'll still do their job, right? And a lot of the time, the ones that do their job are the ones that are the biggest dicks. The ones that are like, try to be cool or try to like be neutral are typically just lazy-ish. They don't want confrontation because they don't want to do anything. They want to collect their $30+ an hour, pension, benefits, blah, 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 25 weeks vacation time a year so that they can just chill, kick their feet up, Any interviews coming up? No, I haven't said any. I've just been too busy, to be honest, Drew. I'd love to do some interviews. It's just not as easy as you think to get guys that you are verified dudes, I made that mistake. Man, of doing an interview with a dude. I put the interview up. As soon as I put the interview up, somebody's like, yo, that guy, and I knew this dude. He was in the pen for years. Nobody knew nothing. They ain't gonna like you in a month. You need time to develop that relationship. Is a typical day in reception the same as your mother institution, or is it similar to remand? Reception would be like a mix, 50-50. Yeah, he's done, right, Steve? You said that PC is integrated. Are there whole ranges? Okay, PC is not integrated. Jail is integrated in the federal system. If you're in, what's it called? Yeah, you're right. You're not. The relationships don't build quick, right, Steve? It's just, oh man, that's how I feel. But there is a level of like, you have to communicate on a level, right? Once you've been doing time, there's a way to move, and you know that it's minimal. There's no respect shown. It's like, you don't go up to a copper and say bro, or we didn't even say sir. We would just say CO, yo CO. And when I came up, when I started doing time, if you called us a copper bro, you get punched in the head. Like that. That's how it was when I started doing time. Nowadays, all these young dudes, they all call them the coppers bro. Fam. They don't give a damn. And they don't. Anyways, guys, I gotta go. I've been on here for a long time. I appreciate you guys. And yeah, what was with the Canadian Barbecue Mafia? Shout out to you, man. Appreciate that. Oh, love you, brother. You bad cad. I'll holler at you. You already know, playa. But I appreciate you guys. Sam G, thank you for the donation. Everybody else that donated. Hold on, let me see here. Sam G. I still don't know how to pronounce it. 1970, never again, right? 1972. And Sam G. There's one more here. One more. Oh, here it is. And Jake, man, I appreciate you guys very much. I hope all of you have an amazing week. Just keep pushing forward. Life gets hard sometimes. It gets difficult to wake up and go to work every day. You got to just keep trucking through. And when you start seeing the results, your life changing for the positive, it motivates you, just like working out, man. Love y'all. Have a good night. Good to see you too, Steve. Love y'all.